Hello everyone, welcome to this, our first actual play of the Great Bork Team! I'm so excited for this, y'all! Ben told me about this game last year, and I was like, we're gonna do it, we're gonna play it. And then finally, I reached out to Mary, and Mary was kind enough to agree to come on and run the Great Bork Team for us, and I am so heckin' excited. For those of you hanging out with us today, thank you so much for being here. If you put exclamation point Bork in the chat, you can find this and Mary's other cool stuff. If you put exclamation point cast, you can find all these cool people and what they are doing. And we are also here today, and kind of, until I say otherwise, on this channel, we are raising money for the Bail Project. Anything you can provide, we super duper appreciate. It is going to a very good cause of helping people get out of unfair situations. So if you put exclamation point bail in the chat, you can read about that and also donate to that good cause. So that's enough for me for now. Although before I throw over, just say hi, I'm Jess. You can find me at go_JG, and today I'm playing a Fifi. And I am most excited. Let's go around and see all these other good cast members. Next is Allison.
I am Allison, also known as @_Discosaurus on Twitter. Today I will be playing a good doggo named Disco.
We're all good doggos here.
We're all good doggos down here.
Amazing. Next on the list is Ben.
That's me. Hi, my name's Ben. Also known as @BardicPuppy on Twitter, or anywhere, I guess. And I will be playing Pup Bardic. I am the snuggliest of pups.
I love that you wore that shirt. I noticed it as soon as you put it on.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Snuggliest.
Yeah.
I know you have.
I've got a doggo shirt too.
Bork. And last but most certainly not least is Mary, who's here to run us her very cool game. I'm so excited. Thank you for being here, Mary.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. So I actually love all y'all. I'm so excited. This is gonna be the first time we're running the adventure module by my writer Daniel Hanson, and I'm super hyped. We have a little intro that we're gonna go into, but before that, I just want to kind of explain the overall structure of the game and basically what's gonna happen. So as doggos, we're just trying to get home. It's really cold out. Nature changes wildly, and we just want to make sure that our humans are safe and home, and that we have good snack. So this is dog goal. We can't play as humans. We got to think like a dog. So for that, we have dog skills. So we have run, bark, howl. The last one's going to be bite, because I know that I put howl twice on this sheet, but sniff, and also poo, which is kind of a free action. I'll leave it up to you to decide how to use that. So we have trail markers. We have about 12 mini sections. As we pass one marker, all players can get a +1 to howl, or in this just middle section, also a +1 to any of their skills. All doggos start with 5 treats, which are rerolls. So once you do an action and you don't think it's great, just mark off the star for yourself somehow on the side or something like that. Let's see what else is on this character sheet. So that's pretty much it. And as we go by the encounters, in order to run, so y'all have to all say simultaneously, and this is sort of the trick. You have to be tuned into each other and in unison say yes or no, which is a bark. So together you're going to say yes and then roll. You can't roll until y'all agree and say yes or no together. And that will move you basically to the next point. Once you start failing rolls, things start to get worse, progressively worse. The threats that we have in this game are basically wild animals, strange humans that are not your human, that approach you, or nature, which is the scariest, most challenging thing you can face. So nature has the highest difficulty rating. This is just a D6 game. So you're going to be adding or subtracting whatever are the bonuses next to your skills, and you can choose which skill you want to use. As long as if there's a challenge that comes up from a bad roll, any one of the dogs can choose to step up and handle the situation with any one of their stats. Animals have a lower difficulty rating than nature, and then people have a even lower difficulty rating to overcome than animals. The other thing that you can do, a special move in the game that you can access once per game, is bow wow wow yippee-o yippee-a, and you must say it. And when you say it, we're going to progress the story forward a notch. The other thing is, if you succeed at a bark, you can create your own word. So barks are basically how you communicate between the team. So you can create maybe the word danger or something if there is something that you're barking at and you want to identify it for the rest of your team. This is how you build up knowledge as you go from trail to trail. And there is one other move, which is called Big Balto Energy. If you want Big Balto Energy, you're going to be required to roll a high howl. So if you access that wolf inside your heart and you manage to have Big Balto Energy, then you're going to take over narrative control of what happens for the challenge that we're in, of what happens. So that's kind of it. Let me know if there's any questions. How does that sound to everyone?
When we are doing a roll, you say we all have to be in unison.
Yes, only to say it, and then no, just for bark. So sorry, not bark. To run.
Okay.
To run. My bad. So I'm going to prompt you. I'm going to say, who's a good dog? And that is the prompt for saying yes or no to go forward. Does that kind of clarify it?
Yeah. Is there any reason we wouldn't want to go forward? Is like we want to do something else still here, or?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's going to be up to you, basically, to control the pace of the game.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Any other thoughts, questions?
If we mess up our borks, do we get to bork more? Do we get to bork again?
You bork as much as you want.
So we bork until we bork real good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We are the Great Bork Team, after all.
Yes.
Bork, bork, bork.
Everyone okay?
Yee.
Should I go into the intro?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay! The beautiful and shining sun upon the snow, and ice glares up into the eyes of the doggos as we jump and dance, knowing we have time to play as a big human walks the beach teaching the little human how to catch fish from the water. We do not pay much attention, as this is time to play and lay in the sun, knowing our bellies shall soon have lots of fish parts and humans. The humans do not want. It is a joyful time after the days pulling the sled to get here. We have been with this sled for a bit now, but the human added several new pups to join us for this usually easy trek to go fish and hunt for the village. They gave us new trained pups to learn to run and pull, and they brought their own human pup to learn to fish and hunt as well. But the little human is only as tall as we are and cares more about our doggy nose, the fishing, with the big human. The days are short this time of year, and the sun is only up for 4 hours at a time. The human does not seem worried, though, and we are veteran dogs and understand why. This is usually a safe trip, an easy trip, a trip we make for fun and to break the monotony of the long nights. The human calls us back to stop our playing on the beach and running wild, to strap us into the sled. We begin to bark and yip in anticipation of getting back to the spot we camped last night. If memory is to be trusted from the last trips, the human will throw us many scraps, and our bellies will be full. The human is put in the sled's bed. The little human is put in the sled's bed and lashed down under blankets. As we begin to run, the night is filled with howls and growls, and the smell of other animals grows stronger. Okay, so who's a good dog?
Yes.
Yes?
We'll
Ben,
need that
you
in unison.
Ben, you're muted.
Oh,
Yes.
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 Awesome. Okay, give me a run roll.
Oh no.
Oh boy. All right. Which die?
So for this first lap, you're gonna need just a 5 or a 6 together. 5? Okay, good.
I need to check my sheet.
I have a -1 to run, and I rolled
Yes.
a 1. So I got 0!
Well, I got a 2.
Okay. So Fifi had a lot of yummy food and sniffs something strange, a little distracted, kind of in a good mood and not paying attention. The big human is looking to try to put Fifi into the sled, but Fifi isn't there. Fifi is out by like where the trees are. So Fifi spots a large shadow in the distance, and Fifi approaches a little bit closer, and you see a round tuft of brown fur. And you hear some sort of
Oh no.
what do you want to do?
Can I sniff it? Does it smell edible?
You can sniff. Give me a sniff.
Okay.
Anything is edible if your heart's in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's dangerous.
Give it a sniff.
Well, that was better. That was a 4 + 1, a 5.
Okay. So this you've smelled before, and the older dogs told you is not good news. At first you think it's another dog, but then the noises don't kind of match up. It's deeper the more it growls. You realize this to be a big old bear. It hasn't noticed you yet, but it's there.
Can I back away?
You can. What would you do? You want to back away and try heading back to the sled? You're just trying to get out carefully?
Yeah, I'm trying not to... Like, if it sees me, then I won't go directly back to the sled, because that's bad. But if it doesn't see me, I just want to leave it alone.
Okay.
And go back to my friends.
It hasn't seen you.
Okay.
It hasn't seen you, so you can head back.
Yeah.
So you head back, and the human looks a little bit like disappointed, but then you're so cute, and it just like gives you some belly rubs and ties you back into the sled.
And I like roll. I like do that thing where I crawl forward because I'm a little bit ashamed. I was maybe not where I was supposed to be. I'm sorry, human.
The tiny human seems extra excited that you are back. and is smiling from the sled. You hear, all of you now hear like the crack of twigs in the background, and some of the older dogs start to pay attention, to sniff, to growl a bit. I'm just gonna roll for the sled here to see what happens. Okay, so a lot of the dogs on the sled are now growling, and the human has noticed that they got to get out of there. So, what would a good dog do?
Yes.
Run.
Run!
Yes.
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 Okay. I'm gonna say, like, since we've already had that encounter, we're at the second notch in this journey. Behind the sled, as you run, you can't see it, but the human does. And there are 3 large, fluffy bears trailing behind.
So conflicted.
Yeah. And they're starting to pick up the pace. The larger human, at this point, just shouts out mush, and the older dogs know that this means to go, and they're going to distract the 3 bears. What do you want to do?
What a good dog do? It's like WW. What? Good dog.
WW.
Good doggo. GDD. What would good dog do?
So you said the bears are approaching from the back, and what did you say the older dogs were doing?
The older dogs are like in full sprint. Like, if you kind of feel the tug if you slow down.
I mean, I'm going to keep running, trying to keep pace with them, trying to just get away. Eventually the bears will tire out and get bored, or so I've heard.
Yeah.
Sure.
If the older dogs are doing a fast, then I also think we should do a fast.
Yep.
Every single fast.
I'm doing a fast, but also I want to bark at the thing.
Oh, give me a bark.
Oh no. 1 + 2 = 3.
Okay.
I'm a little out of breath because I'm running.
So the bears noticed. They heard you break rank, basically, and are now not so much interested in the sled or the delicious smell of fish that they smelled from it. Now they're going basically around to try to stop the sled from going forward. They feel challenged. They heard that little bark.
Sled stops for no one.
And the larger human follows them into the forest. So they all 3 of the bears and the human are out of sight currently.
And we're just running through the forest right now?
You're just running through, yeah.
All right. What like, where on the sled like are we located? Like, where are in the line of dogs?
So that is up to you. So you can be at the head, you can be a wheel dog that is like right behind basically where the human would stand, or you could be a swing dog, which I believe is right in front of the wheel dog. So lead dog, if you wanted to stop the sled, basically it would stop, but it would also stop for wheel or swing. So basically, if you want to stop, you can make it stop, essentially. Is that what you want to do?
No, I was more thinking like how I'm trying to turn. Are they surrounding us? Did all the bears go off to one side? Because I want to try to get as far away
As possible?
Yeah, like I don't want to stop because then they'll just surround us. But if I can try to swing it to the side that I'm on, away from the bears.
Okay. How about probably just a run is good for that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Character sheet, and I'm gonna roll the other die because my first die didn't go well. I believe
it betrays you once.
Yes, 5.
Okay, great. Yeah, you've maneuvered around. You don't hear or smell the bears or the larger human, and you're just pushing forward, basically.
Yep.
So let's mark past the third marker.
All right. Are these the trail markers on the bottom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we got 1, 2, 3 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Awesome.
So given this like very hectic situation that you were all in, you didn't notice the shift in the ground. Now you've basically broken out of the trees, and it seems like it's snow, like flat surface. Why doesn't someone give me a sniff?
Oh, I'm good at sniff.
Okay.
I sniff.
Okay.
I only have one thing I'm good at.
Oh. How about an 8?
Dang.
Very good. You're on top of an ice sheet.
Oh!
You are on top of an ice sheet, and you hear a little yelp from the smaller human as you hear it starting to crack. So I'm gonna need run. I'm gonna need run from all of you.
Oh no.
So do we have to bork before we roll? Is that how it is? Or
Not
not
in this instance, because you noticed.
Okay.
You noticed a threat as it was happening.
And we're already running, correct? We're running across this ice sheet.
Okay.
I've got us, y'all. I've got us.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, I'm okay. I got a 4.
I'm carrying the running.
You definitely are, because my -1 to running. I rolled a 4, but I have a -1, so it's a 3. So not the best, not the worst.
Mine's a flat 6.
Nice.
6, 3, and 4. Perfect.
Everything's just so interesting, y'all. Have you looked around recently? Everything smells. There are smells.
You actually see like little hints of fish under the ice, and okay. Let's see. Disco, are you leading then? Would you say you're higher in the line?
Yeah, like not quite like lead,
probably
but
like second behind,
like a
or
wheel?
something.
yeah, like a wheel or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Ben, did you say what position you were in? Are you
I was thinking whatever's right behind a wheel, basically.
Okay. Because it's
how many
lead,
dogs do we
swing.
have?
It's about 12 on this sled.
Dang.
Okay.
So swing is basically like all the dogs in the middle, right? And like right in front of where the sled attaches to the dogs, that's the wheel dog. And then swing dogs, and then lead dog.
And then team are just kind of dispersed in between?
Yes. Team are, yes.
Okay, so the wheel is in the back of the line, but like is important being directly on the sled, or that's what I'm trying to understand. Okay, yeah, I'll be the wheel. Yeah.
Okay, great.
I'll be a swing. Yeah.
I'll just be a team dog.
Okay.
I'm just a team dog. Just there, you know.
Oh, okay. So, most of the team is pulling its own weight. Gigi has noticed some fish under the surface, and is kind of like pulling. The ice is still cracking behind, but sort of just pulling you in like strange patterns. And what should have taken, not it shouldn't have been difficult to just go in a straight line, but you're now kind of curving across this frozen this frozen surface, and you realize that another step forward is another cracked portion of ice. So you've sort of lost your footing a bit. You are surrounded by very, very delicate ice, and the small human is trying to get themselves out, and they're calling out. You think you've heard this before. They're calling out for the bigger human.
Is the bigger human still? The bigger human still driving?
The bigger human went off to try to take care of the bears or distract the bears.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
The tiny human is alone with us?
The tiny human is alone on the sled with y'all.
Oh no.
We has tiny human, but we
Yes.
don't has big human.
We must
Not big human.
Can we try to get back to big human?
Yeah,
You can. You can try.
Can I do a sniff to try to figure out to get off this ice sheet? Because I knew it's an ice sheet. I'm trying to figure out where is more solid land so we can turn around and get back to the big human.
Yes, give it a sniff.
Sniffing. And oh no. Natural 1, so 3.
Okay.
Can I re-roll that? So
You can. You have treats.
Yeah, treats.
All right,
Treats.
I'm gonna use my sniff treat and re-roll that. Okay, 6.
Great. So you've encountered like little frozen puddles before, and you're a very like careful pup. You kind of take your paw, like the sled has kind of come down to a halt, and the older dogs are just like a tent, but they're not really doing anything because they haven't been given a new direction. And you sort of just paw at the ground and nudge them in the right direction. Actually, I'm gonna see. Yeah, can you also give me a bark?
Yes, let me check what that modifier is. Is it 1 treat per skill? Or
Yes.
is oh no.
Oh no, not per skill. It's like 1 treat per like.
So we have
whenever you wanna, like-
5 total rerolls?
Yes.
Okay. Because I might need to use another one because my bark's bad. I'm good at sniffing, not barking.
Oh no.
I'm gonna use another treat because that was another natural 1.
Okay.
Throw the dice away.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you're
gonna-
pawing at the ice, and you're like, "This is dangerous. This is so dangerous. I
Treat.
don't like it."
Oh God. So it would be a 2 because it's a 3 minus 1 because I'm not very charismatic as a puppy.
Okay. Yeah, you're yipping away, and like the older dogs are kind of just like staring at you, like, "Er?"
Am I allowed to look towards Disco
Yeah.
and be like, like this, not in a, and just trying to communicate in some way that we need to go this way, like to the
Yeah.
direction that I found.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're yimpering at your friend to try to help get the sled going.
Can I do a sniff to try to figure out what it is that?
I would say
Bardic
because Bardic already like gave it a sniff. You know, like you've watched like where is safe. You're just trying to get the dogs to
Mhm.
rile themselves up to get to where you're trying to go. So
Gotcha. Okay.
um,
Okay, then I'm gonna bark to try to get the attention that Bardic wasn't able to do.
sure, go for it.
That is a 5 + 2, 7. I
Nice.
bark.
Yeah, so before you kind of had like a little like now you're like, kind of like scares the older dogs a little bit and like startles them into a walking pace back towards where I'm assuming you're trying to go back to where the older human was.
Yes, I want to try to find the older human, and I look at Disco with just big eyes, but with gratitude.
I give a doggy nod.
Specifically a doggy nod.
Nice. Actually, hang on a second. You crit on a bark, right?
What does that mean?
Disco?
I rolled a 5.
But you got
Plus
over
2.
a 6.
So it's over a 6 is a crit?
Yes. I'm gonna give you a narrative lead on what happens as you're heading towards the bigger human. How do you get there? What do you see when you get there?
Okay. So I think like when we do like veer to the direction that Bardic was pointing us to, the ice that we were at starts to crack more, and it's like, ooh, good thing we got off of that. And now we're focused on we need to get big human back. Get big human back. So like, we're like charging at it.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, so the sled very quickly makes it back to where you last saw the big human go. You don't. So now we are at the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you actually make it back to. Let me make sure the description is correct here. The camp, I believe. Oh no. Okay. Got it. So you find the remains of a camp near the base of a mountain pass. You keep going. You smell the bigger human has kind of gone towards wherever the bears were. Perhaps they like. The big human is really good at scaring away scary things. So you think maybe like the big human scared the bears back into their den. As you head towards this mountain pass, though, all of you see the slumped form of human, like laying on the floor. Someone give me a sniff.
I'll give sniff if no one else wants to.
I whine.
I'll sniff.
Sure.
Sniff. 4. 2 plus 2.
Okay. So you sniff, you roll big human over. Big human is breathing, but you see like a little bruise on the head. And then you see like a basically like snapped branch. So it looks like they bonked themselves on the head and just passed out.
Oh.
So now you have a passed out big human on the floor. Little human sounds like it's doing a bit better, but is just confused. What would you like to do?
How little is little human?
Little human is about probably like not 10. Let's say 7. So
Okay.
like a 7-year-old
Little
child.
Does little human, are they still stuck in their strappings? Like, do they want
They're still stuck. Yeah. So
maybe they should stay there. Actually, is it possible to like bite the collar of big human and drag them back to give them to their little human?
Yes.
Here, I got this for you.
If you want, we can do a multiple bite on this to see like if y'all manage to sort of prop the human back onto the sled.
Are the older dogs doing anything?
No,
Great.
They're just chilling.
They're too well trained. They're like,
Yeah.
They don't got any personality anymore. They're all.
To the youngins to change this.
I don't know if I want to be jaded like that.
So we're doing a collective bite. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Bite.
5.
I'm trusting you, Die.
Nice.
Okay. What's my?
There's no bite. This is just a straight roll, right?
Bite.
There is no bite.
The fifth skill is supposed to be bite. It's not howl.
Oh.
Yes, my bad.
Oh, sorry. It's
Bark howl is 1. How and okay.
Okay.
Yes, that's my bad.
Okay, sorry. I got 4.
4.
Okay. Yeah. I think easy enough with Disco sort of doing the majority of the tugging. This is like cartoon doggo mode where y'all have like very easily like slipped out of your harness and like helped each other.
We're only in the harness because we want to be there. We're not.
Yes,
forced.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's your choice to be on this team.
It's like this like video I've seen of like this little dog that's following the owner, and they're actually unhooked from their leash, but they're like walking with the leash to make sure that they're on the leash, even though they're not actually hooked to it.
Yes, totally that imagery. So yeah, you managed to get like the bigger human like kind of slumped in a position on top of the sled right next to the little human. They're not attached because that's a little difficult for you, but it seems that they're together and they're happy on the sled. You do now hear though some low grumbles again.
Can I do a thing?
Yeah.
Can I do a dumb thing?
Yes, you can.
Is it the thing that I'm thinking of? I was
It's
the
only thing I'm good at, okay?
I was gonna do it too.
Okay, yeah. Ooh. Then I was gonna say, I want to go like away from us a bit to like throw off the scent and then do a big poop. Like just to throw off our scent and to like hopefully.
You're just so much smarter to throw off the scent. I was just gonna do it just to be I see F the bears.
I see Disco about to do a poop by where we are, and I growl no. I say,
and then I stop.
I point away.
And it's fine because I said this before we went live, but my doggo has a -1 to poo. I have performance anxiety, so Fifi barking at me was enough to make it not happen.
Meanwhile, Bardic's just sitting right. I'm right by the humans, and just staying there and just watching this and being like,
yeah. So I bork at you to go away from the sled, and then I go in a different direction so that we can like really throw off their scent. And then I rolled 7 to poo!
Yay!
It's the only good roll I've had!
A graceful display, if I do say so. You hang around in the area just a little bit to hear the growls and see the shapes coming a bit closer before you dart back to the sled. Great. Let's mark another little notch in the journey, so we should be up to the 5th one.
does the first mark start on the number 1? So it would be the second.
Okay.
It'd be the first open circle after 2.
Yep.
All right. And what do the +1 howl and +2 howl mean?
Oh yeah, we've entered that spot. So now that we're up to this new area, for this second trail mark into the 3rd, and the 3rd has its own, you can add either +1 to your howl or +1 to a skill, such as perhaps run.
Yes, please.
So you can just like note that down. The character sheets in the future probably will have a little bit better of a diagram to represent it, but for now, just give yourself a little bit of a bonus on one of those.
So basically, it's a +1 to any stat. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
So it's like we like leveled up a little bit.
Yeah.
Cool.
You gain some trail experience.
My +1 is going to run.
Nice.
My +1 is also going to run.
Same. I don't want to be a negative runner anymore.
I just need to remember that my +1 is going to run.
No more negative run.
It's funny because it was -1.
I know.
Sorry, you did that so good. I was like, yep. It's perfect. I love it. Sorry, I was just moving this so I can show everyone. Y'all, I'm about to show you how cute our character sheets are. There you go. I'm gonna show them on screen for a second so that y'all can see.
Yay.
We're in the +1 Hal section now. This is my sheet, so you can see how very good I am at pooing and very bad at running.
Very good. Such good.
Such good. So, yeah, awesome. Good. Let's
Great.
Paying attention now. Actually gonna do a run.
Yay! So this second area, you sort of pick up the pace a little bit. You're trying to like feel the weight again of the human in a new position on the sled. It's kind of rickety. It's not like the best situation to be running in, but you're trying to do as good as possible. And at this point, I'm gonna just like cartoon skip forward. Y'all have fixed the leashes back onto you. And
Well, we're here.
you don't want to return to the frozen pond. All of you kind of look at the older dogs, and the older dogs are just waiting for direction. Kind of like just chill, very, very chill, waiting on the direction of the human, but the human is not giving direction. So
Oh no.
in front of you, there is a cavern, or you can try to go around this mountainous area. Which direction would you like to head?
Oh.
So there's when you say a cavern, do you mean to travel through or to like hide in and rest? Like is it like a cave or like a crevice along the trail?
You only see the opening. You're not
Dang,
sure.
we don't even know. Oh man.
Can I sniff? Can I sniff to try to figure out if this just is a dead end or?
How close do you want to get to it?
Can we inch forward? Just slowly. If
Yeah,
we start to sense danger, we'll stop and kind of go around.
Sure.
All right.
So I'll say you get pretty close to it. You're a few dogs in, and you just kind of sniff the ground around. You're trying to figure out what's up.
Yeah.
So give me a sniff.
Sniff. I believe in the sniff. I got a 3.
Called sniff.
I got a 3.
This is dirt. Bork,
It's dirt.
bork, 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 bork. This is dirt.
I just sniff and I'm like, oh. So, I look at Disco and Fifi and go,
I think Fifi would start pulling like to go around because earlier today Fifi saw a big stinky brown thing in a hole in the earth like this, and it was bad. It was bad news. So Fifi is like pulling like they go towards the around, but
The older sled dogs are slowly pulling in. I'm gonna need either a collective yes or a no from all of you.
To clarify, the yes would be going to the cavern.
The yes would be going into the cavern. The no would be trying to shift it away.
no.
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 Okay. Okay, uniform knows. Let's get a roll to get out of there.
Just any roll or
A bark to get out of there.
a bark?
Okay.
Okay.
5.
Dang,
4,
you're
nice.
so good at this.
Well, it's a 3
Jesus.
3 plus 2, 5.
Oh no.
I'm a loud borky dog.
How about a 0? Guess
You're me
who?
earlier.
I'm so timid. I am not a forceful doggo. I just like to sniff things and give information.
So, okay, let's say on the character sheet, we were up to 5, right? Let's
Yep.
Yeah, we were
Ping it
fine.
up to 6. You've succeeded to get out of the mouth of this cave and are going along the mountain. Just double checking here. Okay. Great. So, and just to remind everyone, when you get higher than a 6 on a bark, you can pull narrative control because you're having a big Balto moment. You're having a big Balto energy moment. So you're always free to do that. And throughout the game, if there's like one thing that you really want to succeed at, you can bow wow wow yippee oh yippee a. The sled is pulled away from the cave, and now you're going alongside the mountain. There's shrubs that kind of get stuck and hurt a little bit. They're very like tough shrubs. The earth around here is a little slippery, and you're having a really hard time keeping your footing in this area. You know at this point that you can keep going forward. You can try to pull this into a run, or you can try to head towards maybe where the lake was before. So those are I guess your two options right now. What would you like to do? This terrain is like pretty rough, and like you hear the sled kind of like chipping away. And in fact, if you look, it seems that bits of the sled are not fully intact from when you were on the ice sheet. So it's taken a little damage from the ice sheet as well.
I feel like ice is bad, but this is bad also.
So our only options are to continue on this or go to the ice?
Yeah, to continue on this path or to try to head through the forest again, like past that lake.
I'm not a charismatic doggo, but I think that going towards the lake would be a better option now that we've already experienced it, and that we can try to stay away from the let me go around the lake as much as possible to stay off the ice sheet. Sure. I know what the ice sheet smells like, so I'm gonna try to keep that in mind.
And we can be careful about where we're running over.
Yeah, because we never know when the rocks are gonna break behind us, but we can at least stay off the ice sheet.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah. Agree.
Great. So I'm hearing uniform. Let's head towards back towards the lake.
Yes.
Great. Yes. Let's get some yeses, and if
yes.
Nice. Okay. Wonderful. Let's roll a run to see.
Okay.
We're all one better at running now.
Come on!
Yay!
6.
No! God dang it!
5 plus 1. 6.
This die! Goodbye!
Is that the same dice? You should have already retired it!
I know!
I keep rolling 5s with this dice, so I'm just gonna keep it.
I'm holding up the generic peace sign of 2.
Okay.
I got a 6, and since I said I was just a general team doggo, it says I crit on a 5 or 6 for running.
Yes.
So it means does that mean I can help combat Bardic's bad roll?
Yeah. So this first part of the journey, it was like pretty rough for you because you were very distracted, and you're like, what? Why are we doing this? Like, there are so many other great things to be doing, but through the struggles of this first checkpoint, you're starting to get it. You're starting to feel like good dog, and you see that your friend is like having a hard time because the sled is getting snagged. So you kind of like nudge the older dogs to pay attention a little bit and to be a little bit more careful, and they are avoiding all of the snags that Bardic is having a little bit of trouble getting the sled over. So all of y'all make it at a pretty quick pace. You've passed the lake at this point. You're a bit further into the forest, and you're coming to a clearing. There is something smells good here. Something smells very good here. What would you like to do?
I want to sniff it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a good sniff.
It wasn't a very good sniff. It's a 1 plus 1 is 2.
Okay.
Do you want to use a treat? You still got all your treats, don't you? I'm just checking.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I'll use a treat.
Yay.
Ah! Haha! 5 plus 1 is 6.
Yay!
Nice. So you give it a good whiff. There is a downed caribou that some wolves have taken a bit of a nibble out of, and it is there, looking pretty good, looking pretty delicious. What do y'all want to do?
I'm gonna go for a bite.
Can I?
It was so quiet.
I loved
it. And Disco, since you gave it a sniff, you basically have first dibs. So the other dogs like sense that there's something yummy here, but they're kind of just like licking their chops and like wouldn't get out of the restraints that they have. But you manage to wiggle out, and you take a nibble. You take a nibble, and you can get one of your treats back.
Hey.
Oh,
back that treat.
dang. That worked out.
Can I do a sniff to see if the wolves are still around?
Yeah, you can.
All right. Well, I only have 1d6 left, so don't fail me. Okay. 7.
They are.
You said that too happily.
Which is why I wanted to check, and I'm still in the restraints. Is there a growl feature? Can I or I don't bark well, but
I did not check to see the wolves around. I don't know that they're around, but I'm so ecstatic after the little snacky I just had that I gave a big ol' howl.
Nice.
Oh no.
That is a 4 plus 2 for a howl. 6.
Awesome. Take control. What happens? What happens?
So I'm just like, yeah, that was delicious. My instincts like just kick in right there, and suddenly the wolves are like upon us, like, hello.
Yeah. You can almost tell that in wolf they're like, hey, that was a pretty good howl.
Thank you. I give him a little bro nod, like, yeah, thank you.
They're sniffing back at y'all as well.
Apparently Disco Pup is a Chad.
They give y'all a bit of a whiff as well, and are keeping their like a distance, but they're nearing the delicious haunch, and they're kind of encircling the sled at this point. The bigger human is still out, but the little one notices the wolves and is like is pretty scared and is like making little panicked noises.
Can I go over and protect the little human? Can I like because there's like blankets and stuff on the sled, right?
Yeah.
Can I like pull one of the blankets over the little human? Like, you hide now. You're not here. Hide, little human.
Yeah. Easy enough. Actually, give me a bite to see.
Okay, that's fair. That's very fair. I have nothing to add to my bite, so a 5.
Nice. Yeah. So you see that the child is like freaking out a bit, but like you pull the blanket over and the child feels the weight of you on top and is like, okay, like this is gonna be okay. And like the bigger human feels another body, and they like sort of put their hand over you. So now you're in like a snuggle in the sled.
Oh, dang it! I didn't mean to get snuggled.
You got snuggled.
Accidental snuggle.
You got
Oh, man.
snuggle pumped.
Oh man! Dang it!
So Fifi is is being snuggled, and these wolves are trying to figure out like what's up with Disco, because they heard a howl, but they're not sure. The other dogs on the sled look at the wolves, and they're you can feel the tension. There's an intense standoff between the older dogs that are like tensing up, and then the wolves that are surrounding y'all. It's a standoff.
Is there any way that I can try to calm everyone and just be
Sniff
like,
their
hey, we're
butts!
just
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I wanna.
Can I get off and
sniff
sniff their butts?
the wolves?
Yeah. Yeah, why don't you do that? Just go for it. I will give you basically narrative control of how you're going to disperse this situation.
Okay, me or Disco?
No, you go.
Okay.
I think Bardic, because you had a plan for how you were going to deal with this.
Yeah, so I just kind of slip out. I'm trying to walk as proudly as possible while also being entirely scared, because this is not my expertise at being brave. And I just try to give out like a small howl, just non-threatening, and just I want to walk up.
Just a tiny awoo.
Awoo. Yeah, a tiny awoo, and I walk up and I just want to sniff their butt. Sniff whoever's the closest butt in a friendly gesture.
Okay, give me a sniff. Give me a whiff.
All right. Oh, God. Come on, sniff. 7 again.
Awesome. Okay.
It's a good sniffing.
Yeah.
Sniffing is the one thing I can do.
The wolf that you went up to is like, okay, cool. Like you're all pretty small pups, and you're the ones that are like reacting to them and not being standoffish. So they're kind of like, okay, like this is all right. They're not feeling threatened by you at all. They are approaching the sled a little bit closer.
Is there any way for me to communicate, like, I don't know how dog communication works, but like communicate, you can have the rest of the caribou and we'll just go?
You could. How do you want to communicate that?
Oh no. I kind of want to bark to the rest of our group.
Sure.
And just be like, we're leaving. Let's just go. Leave everything else.
Okay.
Oh no.
So while this is happening,
Okay.
so you can roll a bark. Fifi, why don't you roll a bite just to see if you can sort of like wiggle yourself out? It's not necessarily a bite, but you're
It's
you're
a bite
struggling
without
against
teeth.
the,
I'm like
the cuddle.
flipping the arm away to try and get free. Okay.
Bark. Oh, natural 6.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And I have a -1,
that's good.
but
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
I don't bark well, but I want to get us out of here.
4. Okay.
5.
So Fifi, you're still a little latched into the cuddle, but it seems okay.
Wiggle.
The wolves kind of understood, like, all right, it seems that Disco just wanted a little nibble, and they go towards the caribou. They're still paying attention to the sled, but if you want Bardic and Disco, you can give me a What would it be? Da-da-da-da-da. Give me a run to see if you can shuffle the sled forward a little bit out of the wolves area.
All right.
That is a 6 + 1, 7 run.
Heck yeah.
That is a 5 + 1, 6.
Yeah, great. So you are now out of line of sight of the delicious meal, out of line of sight of the wolves.
As we
and-
leave, I give the wolves a quick little like, ooh, and like, thanks.
Nice. Okay, let me
Being a
just
chap.
check something really
Yeah,
quick.
Basically, like the dog equivalent of a thumbs up or finger guns. Yeah, the dog equivalent of finger guns.
Nice.
Disco dog put down their shades and like finger guns out of this situation.
Meanwhile, I'm just next to Disco Dog going.
Awesome. So we are at
True alpha is never threatened.
I think we're at the 6th marker. Let me know.
7th, I believe.
7th? Go for it. Okay, 7th.
Yeah.
It is. 1, 2,
Because we had just
4.
reached the halfway point whenever
Yeah,
we
we're at
got.
7.
Okay.
Is Fifi still stuck? Still cuddle
Fifi
stuck?
is still cuddle stuck.
I'm still stuck. I thought I had
We're
gotten
moving,
loose enough.
but-
Oh no!
No, Fifi's
we
still
had to
cuddle
carry
stuck.
you. We had to carry you.
I'm whining that I'm not helping to run right now.
Can I slip out and quickly just try to go help her get out?
Yeah.
Okay.
The small human is like kind of giggling under the sheets and is like laughing that you're
lick
also
their
stuck.
face so much.
Meanwhile, I'm like with renewed energy, like ready to go. I'm like pawing at the snow, like.
Yeah, Bardic, give me a
Yeah.
bite to get the hand clean over so that Fifi can get her head out of the cuddle grip.
Oh my god, another 6.
Nice.
I am rolling real well with this die. This die's
Awesome.
great.
Yeah, so you free Fifi and
I give her a
easy-
lick.
I'm free. I like do a playful like thing to the side. You know what I mean? Where you like lower and thing to the side.
Yeah.
I do a play, and then I
Yeah.
go back in my spot. Thank you.
Nice.
I'm free.
I proudly walk back to my spot. I did a thing.
Yay! All right, all 3 pups, give me a run.
Yeah.
Yes.
I also do an excited bark because we're running again.
Come on.
God, that fell off to death.
A 6.
Stop falling.
Yay!
Oh no, 3.
Okay.
I'm rolling a treat.
Yeah. I
That was worse.
Do you have to keep a reroll if you use a treat?
What do you mean? No, you don't have to keep it. You can keep using treats. You just use them up.
Okay, sorry. I was just trying to
but
understand.
like if you use a treat, do you have to use what you rolled with the treat?
unless you use another treat.
Unless
Yeah.
you use a treat. Okay,
Unless
I'm
you use
using
another.
another treat. It's back to a 2 + 1, so 3. So I'll stick with it though.
So I had a 1 + 1 = 2.
No, okay. So
Uh,
Fifi was so excited to get
I
out.
was free. It's time
I-
to go.
I
It's
was
time.
I was more tired than I thought freeing Fifi.
Yeah, and I was like so like raring to go that like when we're actually ready to go, I totally like biff it. I'm just like
Sunglasses fall off.
Pork. Time to go.
Yeah.
Fifi ready to go. Actually, did get the other dogs like rearing. They picked up so quickly and so fast that Bardic and Disco got caught off guard and sort of did like a little flip inside, like in their in their leashes and are a bit tangled now. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult if you want to detach yourself later. You'll need to do a bite to get yourself out of the mess. But easy enough. You get past another you can mark another marker off.
8.
You come up to a little area that has some scratches on the ground. You see it seems to be like a little fireplace.
Are there other humans? Can I do a sniff?
Yeah, do a sniff.
Well, while we're stopped, can I do my bite now to try to free myself?
Yeah, try.
I got 3 + 1 4.
Okay.
My bite is 5.
Okay, yeah. So you managed to. You were kind of like limping a little bit, running because it was like stuck in an uncomfortable position, but you're okay now. So you're not gonna have to like roll getting out of it. Fifi, you smell a familiar smell, and you are just so confused why you would smell it here, because you are a bit away. You thought that you had made it like pretty far away from this smell. It is bear.
No, why are there so many bears?
Smells like bear.
I ask that all the time.
What would you like to do?
Oh gosh.
And as you're like looking around, it kind of seems like the stuff that the humans use is basically like tossed over. There's like emptied boxes and stuff, and just like human tools all over the place. And the fire pit is a little bit like investigated and turned over as well.
I don't like that. I whine at everyone else. I bark and whine, and I make bad thing noises. Bad borks. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of dogs.
Who does anyone else want to investigate the scene?
Yeah, so I'm letting everyone know there's bad smells here. Bad smells.
Yeah, I will sniff since I have untangled myself.
Yeah. You're like chewing on yourself trying to like get free, and I'm like,
and since there's a smell of bears, I'll use my bear pride dice.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
It better be bear blessed.
Bear blessed, go! So sniff?
Yeah.
3 + 2 is 5.
Nice. So you kind of go in the same direction that Fifi was investigating, and you notice a little bit of movement at the back of the sled. You go a little closer, and you see a tiny little tuft of brown fur.
Bear cub?
Oh. It's trying to like tell you that it's there. It's sniffing around on the inside of the sled. It's trying to figure out what it is, and it's sniffing around.
I growl.
It is about your size.
I don't like that. At least the tiny human is tiny. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. This is too big for a baby. I don't know what anyone else is doing, but I don't like it, so I'm just growling.
Ben loves bear cubs.
Bardic I know
doesn't.
You do.
God,
but right now
so
you're Bardic the puppy. How does Bardic the puppy feel about this?
And Bardic is scared.
I want to go and sniff the bear butt.
Okay. So Disco gets a little closer. Fifi is like, I don't like it. I
Yeah.
don't like it one bit.
Nope.
This bear cub is now a little bit more forcefully like rifling like underneath the big human. It can smell some stuff. It's going inside the pockets.
Was it going for the fish?
It is all up in there looking for yums.
I didn't realize it was in our cart.
Yeah, it's in our cart, I think.
Oh, I thought it was still investigating that camp. Oh, no, I'm mad.
Yeah, it's shuffling around. It's kind of like nudging the little human and the big human, sniffing for stuff, and now it's kind of like tearing at the restraints a little bit to get the yums.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there and not gonna bark yet, but I am gonna like sniff and like kind of introduce myself.
Okay.
And my presence.
Okay. Go for it.
That is a 5 + 1 6 sniff.
Okay. You from the sniff and from investigating the bear a bit, it like turns around to look at you, goes back to like trying to rifle through stuff. It hasn't completely like knocked either human out of the sled. It seems like it's being pretty careful. It's kind of a thinned out bear. So you kind of gather it's been having a rough time finding food. And it's pretty dedicated to trying to find more noms. It just kind of like just makes like go away sounds at Disco.
I give a bark. It's not like a super aggressive bark, but more like a little warning, and also to get the attention of the cub. And can I like give it one of my treats or something?
Oh, you could. Cool. Yeah, I would say okay, how's about this? I think since you're pretty cool with the wolves because you did so well interacting with them before, you pull a BRB and the wolf cub kind of like gets on two hind legs and then like falls back into a little sit and is waiting. You go back to where the haunch was. It's been nibbled at more, but you find a little bone with a little scrap on it, and you nab it and you head back.
Is this a wolf cub or bear cub that we're currently dealing with?
It's a wolf. Sorry, no, it's a bear cub that is like sitting squatting, but Disco has attached themselves from the sled and went to get snack.
Okay.
Satisfactory snack. The bear cub is slowly gnawing at it. Not really used to ever getting snack. Kind of shocked. It smells a little bit like wolf, so it's confused at first. It's pretty confused, and after taking it runs away. Because it now kind of it's identifying you with the smell of wolf, and it doesn't like that. So it's scared of you. Cool.
Like I give a little like goodbye bark, like enjoy the food.
Puts glasses back on.
Yeah.
Thanks,
The
Chad.
dog is too cool.
Yeah, Disco, best dog, best work. So all three of you can now see that the restraints are pretty loosened, and the small human actually like managed to like wiggle out a hand and is kind of like just still snuggling up to the person because they're still passed out and they don't quite get what's happening. But they notice that like you've been taking care of what's going on, so they're less panicked, I would say, and they're still under the blanket, so they can't really see necessarily why you stop. They just hear things.
Can I go up and snuggle next to Tiny Human?
Sure.
Just I don't want them to be reaching for the
Bear.
restraints. I
Oh.
want to, and then and I would rather them just either be petting me, and then I look at Fifi,
Huh.
and I go, and I just kind of look at her, and then look at the restraint, and look back at her, and look back at the restraint as I walk over, and I kind of cuddle into Human.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to
Uh,
restrain.
Yeah.
If we can.
Can we tuck?
Okay,
yeah.
sure.
Can we tuck in little human?
Yeah,
can't
try
get
to tuck with a bite, I would say.
Okay, that makes sense.
I was about to ask, can she get advantage? But that's not the system.
Oh, that landed on my spoon. That did not work. Oh no, I did not do good.
Treat.
Treat! Treats!
You have like 5 of them.
Yeah, oh my god, I keep rolling. Like, make some space on my desk. Rolling into. Treat!
Treat!
Oh my god, come on. A 4.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay, so you managed to get one of the hands back snuggled in. It seems that the other one is a bit like relaxed and it's kind of tucked under the little human's body, so you're not too concerned about making sure that it's like restricted. You're like, all right,
Mhm.
this is good enough.
Yeah. Just trying to make sure Tiny Human is safe.
They seem pretty safe and comfy, and they're doing okay.
Okay.
Big Human, however, hasn't. They're like kind of stirred a little bit, but you still see like there's a little bit of blood trickling off the head. So I think all of you, fair to say, like you'd probably want to try to make it back. You're like, all right, well, it's not so terrible, but Big Human's got to make it home.
Yeah.
All right, what would a good dog do?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes!
All right, give me some run.
All right. I have now 5 sets of dice. So
Pick a good
3.
one. Oh my god, I rolled
this is a very light die.
Okay, that's better.
Okay.
Total 5.
Total
nice.
6.
Great.
I rolled a 1, so I'm gonna re-roll. I'm
Treat
down.
number 3.
Yeah, I'm almost out. 4. I'll take it. I'll take the 4.
Did you have +1 because? Oh
No,
you
because I had
canceled out
negative
here.
1 previously. So now I have 0, which is
it.
better than negative 1.
Let's mark off. Where are we at with the?
We had just finished.
We
9 or 8.
we were just I actually have it. I have
Okay.
a D12 here marking where we're at. So we were just on 8. So
Okay.
We're
We're at
Great.
9 now.
Wonderful. I would actually say do another, go to 3 because you managed to come up with like a really clever way to chill the bear out. So like you can actually make it pretty far without having an encounter. Because you went back and like tried to give the bear a bit of a snack. So
okay. So we're on 10 then.
Neat.
So this is where we get our +2.
yeah,
Correct.
yes.
But this is specifically to Hal.
It's to either. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So anyway.
It's to any of them.
Cool.
And it's a +2, not an extra +1. So like.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
I totally thought it was just a stacked on +1. Okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna give my +2 to Howl, actually.
Interesting.
No, sorry. Howl is the same as Bark, correct?
So when you bark and you can create basically a word that means a specific thing. So Disco actually could do it a couple of times. I don't know if anyone else created
I have.
it. Okay, but if you do, you can create a specific thing for whatever the situation was. Howl is different. Howl just activates taking narrative control over.
Okay, I understand. And they have the same stat block.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I'm actually going to do put my +2 on bite.
Okay.
I'm still not very charismatic, but I can bite things better now. I have seen the ways.
I am also putting my +2 on bite.
Oh. I'm putting my +2 on run because I keep doing bad at that.
Now you get to be best run.
Yeah, because you now have a +2 to run.
I now have a +2 to run. I went from -1.
You went from -1 to +2.
I went all in on running, y'all.
Yes. Great. Cool. So we had like a 6 and a 4, and what was the other roll for this run?
I had a 6.
I had a 5.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. You've broken free of the forest. You are now in a meadow. It's dried out, but there's a bunch of like scraggly like bushes and stuff, and like a lot of rocks. It's actually pretty rough terrain. And the sled is kind of taking a bit more damage. You're almost home. You're like you can feel it. You're like one step away, and the sled just sort of gives a little bit, and you hear a final like kind of snap, and the weight has shifted, and you're like, oh, this is so much lighter.
Oh.
I look back and try to see what's wrong.
So the sled has snapped from the reins, basically.
All
from
of
the dog
them?
reins.
Completely?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
This is so bad.
Let's go back to the sled.
I put on my dog brakes, like.
Oh yeah, we can stop the thing.
Imagine since I'm towards the back though that like I get like dragged forward a little bit, like.
Whee! And can we go back towards the sled that has stopped and make sure that everybody's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is it it's not like it's just stopped. It's not sliding backwards or anything, right?
It's not sliding backwards or anything. Someone roll me a sniff to try to assess like what happened. It just stopped though. So like all the dogs are still tied up together, just not attached to the sled at all.
Good. I'll roll sniff.
Go for it.
Okay.
I'm rolling sniff. This pretty blue and purple die. Oh, cool. 7.
Okay. Yeah, so you do a little bit of investigation, and it's not like any one particular thing was it's not like one of the older dogs or like the baby human was responsible for it. It just looks like it's been a minute. Like it's taken a little bit of encounter damage, and it seems that maybe the rough like surface has like finally snapped the sled. Not snap the sled, but like snaps the restraints. So they're the baby human and the big human are fine. It's just the reins aren't attached anymore.
Okay.
Do
we know how? Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, can I lick the big human? Tell him to wake the heck up. Wake up, human! Wait, what are you doing sleeping? We need you to do stuff.
Okay.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Grab her, put a little makeup.
Wake up!
You can do I'll give you a bark or a howl if you want.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. Yeah. A 6!
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wake up, Human! Human! It's like, do you ever see that thing where a kid's just like, Mom! 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 It's like that.
I would say that's probably a new word that you've invented. So all the other dogs are hearing you shout "mom." Some of them are like, "What?"
No, I'm comparing it to that. I'm saying it's like when you see a little kid just shouting at their mom repeatedly. It was just like, Human! Wake up!
Human!
Wake up! Wake up!
The human is stirring a little bit. It seems that you would need a little bit more noise. Let's see if you can get the sled to also cooperate. Yeah. So the other dogs have noticed that you're trying to do this, and they're not barking in the same tone. They're kind of like just barking out of frustration at this point. For their own reasons, and all of the dogs are just going off. The person, the human stirs, gets up, first kind of like makes sure that the small human is fine, like feels that there's something to be done with their head. You see them like tie it a bit. They check like the sled, they check their pockets. It seems that they give kind of a huff because they realize like their fish are not in their pocket. And some other things are kind of out of place, but overall
it's
not
your
terrible.
fault for sleeping in, Human. Pay attention.
You get scritches.
Very good.
Noticed that you were leading the charge to wake them up because you're facing the big human and the other dogs are just barking at thin air.
Yeah.
So big human realizes that you led the charge in waking them up and is very happy and gives you a treat.
That's right. Recognize my goodness.
Looks a little confused about the situation, like the damage to the sled, and is trying to reattach it. Is doing a pretty decent job at like tying it off for now. Kind of gives it a tug and like sees if he can possibly make it the last leg. And you finally hear the big human's voice say like mush. So,
yes.
Nice. One more time because we need unison.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Roll one last run, one last attempt to get over this craggly terrain.
5.
Nice.
I'm gonna use a treat.
Oh, I'm gonna use a treat too.
Yeah, so 7.
Nice.
6. Ooh, sorry, I smacked the mic. I was so excited.
Yay! Awesome. Yeah. You maneuvered around, like you were having a little bit of a hard time like getting like readjusted. Human kind of like tightened the reins a little bit for like Fifi and Bardic because they noticed that like Fifi, even with all the goodness, like still was like not sort of attached to the sled like they were supposed to be, and it's like all right. But still a good team player, and you see the shape of a couple of the homes. You smell something really yummy. You come to a clearing, and there's a bunch of tinier humans that come rushing out to the sled, and they grab y'all, and they pat you, and they kind of like look at your fur, and they're like, "Oh, what have you been doing?" They see Disco's got like caribou smeared all over the face, and is like, "Whoa!"
I'm very proud of myself.
Um,
I'm like wagging my tail like crazy. I'm doing all the works.
I go find the tiny human that we have
oh yeah,
transported, and I go and sit by them and just
yay!
wag my tail by them.
Yeah, and they actually show you that like in their pockets they had more of the snacks, and they sort of like lay out snacks and stuff that they found along the trail. When they had like their hands sort of unattached, they were like pulling at stuff and trying to grab things on the way. So they kind of give you a little display of like grass and rocks and some goodies.
And then I give them a lick.
Yeah, good feels.
I eat a
Hugs and
rock.
cuddles. Disco is hardcore.
I can't imagine your character
because,
without
like,
sunglasses anymore.
Because little human like just like set it out, and I'm like, ooh, treat. So I eat a rock, thinking it's treat.
Disco never dies. Sorry, your name.
The other dogs stare at you and also look for rock because they think that it's
no.
yummy. But they take a taste and are like, I don't know. Like Disco's
I swallowed it whole, so
You're like one of those birds or those fish that keeps rocks in their stomach to like just do extra digestion. Like...
I'm thinking of my old doggo Logan, who did not chew food. So if you presented him with a small enough rock that he thought was food, he would probably just swallow it whole, not even realize.
Sure. That's scary.
Oh, dogs.
Yay!
So good. Too good for this world. We did it?
Yeah, you're back.
We did it!
Sled's a little, like, damaged, but overall, you're good. You're home.
Yay!
That doesn't matter. We did good. It doesn't matter that there's 2 humans here. We brought both our humans back. They're back at their human home. And they have some fishes, at least, I think. The bear didn't steal too many fishes, right?
It didn't steal too many, but they still look a little disappointed. Still happy to be okay, though.
Yeah.
Like they're not too worried about the fish.
Doggos did our best.
Doggos did so like I feel like as far as we doggos are concerned, we did amazing.
Those older doggos just didn't help at all.
So a thing we're trying to add.
Useless.
A thing we're trying to add to this updated version is like different types of dogs on those sleds. So that it's not built in yet, but there's going to be more of like a flavor and a personality to each older dog sled that you go out with. But yeah,
that was so cute.
Yay!
That was so cute. So this one was a pre-written adventure you already had.
Yeah.
For
So
someone?
this is the adventure by Daniel Hanson. I don't think I went directly off of the adventure. I diverted a little bit because it mattered whether or not you went back for the big human immediately.
Oops.
Yeah, but overall, like pretty similar, and it's going to be one of the adventures. We have 2 adventures. I have another writer on the project as well, and that's going to come out with the zine in about like August, September-ish, I think.
I love it.
So,
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That was so great. Thank you.
It's
yay, thank you for playing.
So heckin'
Yeah.
cute.
Thank you so much.
This has been over
really
6 months
delightful.
in the making. How long ago did I send you this,
You sent
Jess?
this to me so long ago.
And I was just like, we have to do this. And you're
I
like,
know.
yes.
And then I was very excited because then I saw Mary at PAX U, and then I was distracted because Mary had so many cool looking games.
Oh, thank you. It was a pleasure running it for everyone. That was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. Thank you. So since this is the end of our little game, let's go around and talk to everyone, and I especially want to hear about this game and whatever other things you have in the works. Mary, would you care to tell us about that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so I actually recently just graduated from my MFA, so we are currently working on a card game. We are working on a narrative card game, and I'm not sure if I think you can just find it if you. It's called the Cheaters. It's kind of cheeky, and it's an adult card game. But I also work on small zine projects. So other than Great Bork Team, we're also working on Dream World Mercenaries, which is like Inception-inspired dream heists. And yeah, I'm kind of always working on tiny projects, large projects, digital, analog. I'm always doing something weird and fun. So
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for running this. Because like Ben said, Ben asked me to do this forever ago, and I was like, yeah, don't worry, I'll run it for you. And then like I kept not managing to like work out the time to do it, and then I was like, wait, but I met Mary, and she's so cool, and maybe she'll come run it for us. Like,
Yay!
I just love when like a game designer, you actually get it from them. You get to feel like the heart and like hear from them, because sometimes we do run a lot of indie games on the channel, and we've been lucky enough that like probably at least half the time the designer is in the chat, so we literally are like, can you clarify this rule for us, please? which is one of the greatest things about like the indie game community, that everyone is so kind and so helpful and so willing to like to help out and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, thank you so much, y'all. Check out Mary. You can check out this game. I've put it in the chat, and if you watch this later over on YouTube, I'll link everything down below. But you can find this is the Great Bork Team. You can find it over on her itch.io page, and then all her other stuff over at Hyduke Studios, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, you know what we should have done, which we didn't do? Favorite moments. Does anyone have... Mary, do you have a favorite moment? A most Borkiest moment? Or a best doggo moment? Or a...
I think all of, like, Bardic's, like, small moments of, like... Because we started out a little bit difficult. Like, Bardic didn't really have a voice, and that turnaround was really... It was so sweet. I just really liked Bardic coming into their own pup.
Thank you.
All grown
That
up.
was nice.
I'm working on it.
I really liked Fifi's critical poo.
Yeah.
Very crucial moment there.
I super enjoyed Disco just being the best Chad. Any doggo. Always in my head wearing the sunglasses, except for the one time the sunglasses fell off. And just overall just being...
And when the sunglasses fell off, it's like Johnny Bravo, like, oh!
You got
Don't
him
look
back
at
on,
me.
though. Yeah, so I enjoyed that a lot.
Can't be seen without my glasses.
Well, Ben, since you were telling us your favorite moment, Ben, where can we find you?
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't do things. So I'm at Bardic Puppy on Twitter. I don't tweet all that often because, yeah. But I will do a plug for any of the PAX events. So PAX Unplugged, PAX East, PAX West, PAX South, all of them. I am an enforcer, and I'm actually in management for PAX Unplugged. So if you
Nice.
ever want to see what it's like to work for a convention, or if you want to just kind of know what a convention is like for tabletop gaming or video gaming in general, feel free to reach out to me. I have fallen in love with being an enforcer at PAX events, and I think that it's a great time for all. And you really get to help a ton of people out, have an amazing time. Fingers crossed that we can have conventions in the near future with everything going on. But if you ever need any information about any PAX events or just conventions in general, I have a lot of experience.
Thank you for being an enforcer. PAX is awesome with y'all.
Yeah, PAX Unplugged and the Enforcers kind of have changed my life with being awesome and being a great working community to make it all inclusive for gaming, especially tabletop gaming, which has been on the rise for a couple of years now. So I I'm very passionate about it, and I very much am passionate about helping others have a great time.
Yay!
So.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Allison.
Oh, I'm Allison. I am at _discosource on Twitter. I haven't been doing much. I am on this channel every other Saturday in the Blades in the Dark game called The Faculty. You should check that out because it's a very, very cool game. Otherwise, all I just want to add on is if you can, please donate to. We do have the donation link for the Veil Project, and also Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Amazing. Gosh, I didn't think of a favorite moment. There were some really good puns. I love bad puns and like and just the fact that we all had to like the fact that you have to like agree, like you all have to be like yes. Like,
Yes. But what's the one? No.
Yes. No? Yes.
Yeah. And also just anytime someone said humans, anytime it was like the humans, the bork, and people trying to make people trying to make animal noises. Mary, your bear was really good.
Oh, I loved everything with bears.
Oh.
I have an obsession, but that's.
I am shocked by this, Ben.
Whoa! Hold on.
Yeah, Disco howling. Yeah, I love. I was gonna say there's a moment when like Disco was howling and like threw her head back, and I was like, yes, woo! Like you can't let the hell go unhowled.
It's like Zootopia with the howling. One starts, everybody has to. Oh,
amazing! That's so good. That's perfect. I love it. But yeah,
Jess, where can we find you?
I was getting there. I promise. Y'all, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Mary, for running this. Thank you both for playing this with us. And thanks everyone who hung out for this very wonderful stream, for that raid. If any of y'all are still here, thank you so much. Do feel free to hit that follow button because we love playing games here. We do them as much as possible. And yeah, my name is Jess. This is my channel. You can find me at go_JG in most of the places online, as long as I was able to snag that tag. I got it. But yeah, this, as I said, I love this game. I'm so glad we finally got to play it. I'm so glad Mary came and ran it. But yeah, also, as Allison mentioned, for the foreseeable future, we are going to be raising funds for Black Lives Matter. So if you are able, !bail or !donate or !BLM for Black Lives Matter. All those things will bring you up the link to donate for this very important cause. We were planning on working towards for the Trevor Project all month because it is Pride Month and that still matters, but priorities, this comes first right now. This is the absolute focus. And so that is why until for the foreseeable future, this will be our focus. Coming up at the end of the month, though, we are going to try and redo our 12 hours of tabletop games! Gay on the game. We're still gonna try and still do at least one big heckin' day with as many queer tabletop games as we can, and supporting as many different queer folk as we can. So do come hang out for that. We, as Allison said, every other Saturday we do Blades in the Dark, but we've completely revamped it, so it's a little less stabby and dark. It's a little more heisty and sweet, I would say.
We got rid of the Blades and the Dark.
We got rid of the Blades and the Dark. We increased, it's kind of Blades in the Dork now. We all work in a university and we're always trying to find magical artifacts and take them away from the bad people that want them. But it's still like a really fun revamped version of Blades in the Dark. We do, and then like
it's a very cool system.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. And then we are supported by Roll20 here. They're actually very wonderful, and they've been reaching out to try and give us more content in the future. They're going to be donating us some games to give away so we can do more fundraisers with them. So do keep your eyes open for that. We do regular Fiasco Fridays. We do regular indie game showcases. So come hang out for all that great content. And in the meantime, we just want y'all to stay safe, take care of one another out there, support each other. Remember, Black Lives Matter. That is the focus right now, and do not stop with it. There's such good momentum right now. Don't let it drop. Keep it going, because it's really important. Some change has already happened, because change happens when we put forth this energy, and we just need to keep doing it as much as possible. So with that said, we are gonna go over and raid another stream who are also doing indie games and who are also benefiting the Bail Project right now. So if y'all would come along, I would super duper heckin' appreciate that. But in the meantime, heart your faces, take care, and hope to see you all for more games very, very soon. Bye!
Ooh.